Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sean here, the Detroit Diz, and welcome to Motown to Magic. From Motown to Magic is this new weekly, weekly live stream that we're going to be doing from 9 o'clock. I guess we're a minute early, according to my digital clock, which is not an atomic clock. We don't have an atomic clock as one might say. But anyways, it's supposed to be at 9 o'clock, and where I guess maybe we're a minute early, a minute late. I don't know. We don't have the Naval Observatory clock going. So I guess we're not that synchronized, or sort of we are. So today is very first brand new episode or of the many to come, might I say. Really live stream. We're trying live streaming. Yeah, it's a thing from what I understand. No, I'm just joking. So I have a presentation to show you guys. We want to share. But before we get all started, this is we're the Detroit Diz. There's two of us. I'm the main person. I've had a YouTube channel for a very, very long time. But I've been doing focusing on just Detroit and Disney, where we like to vacation at, for only about maybe since 2018. Before that, basically I just rambled on about just anything, and including politics, which is not really the greatest. But so now we're really into Disney and Detroit, and just sharing experiences all over the place. So if you are not a subscriber, you can go ahead and subscribe and follow along. And every week when we come back here on Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m., we're kind of like football, but not. But you can watch and follow along, shall you? So, and it's completely free. Yeah, let me remind you of that, how free subscribing to YouTube is. But anyways, it helps our channel grow and stuff like that. And that's, I like to share and show everybody that Detroit is not a bad place. And also that our love of Disney and just about anything else that we come up and think about. But today I want to talk about my military career with you guys, because if you don't know, I'm going to tell you about a few weeks ago. Because I was recognized by the what do we want to call the name of it is the let's see here, the Pete McDivick Show, which is another channel. And anyways, the Pete McDivick Show, which has an awards, a Hall of Fame, the Disney YouTube series of recognition. They've had this record Hall of Fame. This is I'm part of the I guess the ninth class of Hall of Famers, right, for the Disney recognition series. And I really appreciate everybody who voted for our channel to get the award. I really appreciate everybody who recognized our channel, and it's really important. So first of all, I want to say thanks to Pete McDivick and team for our button here that we got in the mail. Park Pals. You go over to the www.PeteMcDivickShow.com. We're part of the Park Pals Hall of Fame class, ceremony 9, and we're number 285. And in our logo here, our newest logo, which is the patch, the lime green patch, which kind of is divided into 3 sections, has number 285 and the little small triangle. And then we have a picture of a Model T Ford, and Disney. We have a Disney, like the castle over there with some mouse ears, like a silhouette of that. And then, of course, the Motown to Mainstream and Living the Dream. And so anyways, Number 285 is our induction number to the Hall of Fame thing, and then also it was based on my military career. I mean, my military service, and and recognize me for that. So I wanted to say, give I know that the description of my military career, which was a long, long time ago, actually. Um, I served back when I got out of high school, like a lot of people do. I mean, there's a lot of people who still enter the military, into the National Guard, the regular military, way after high school. There are a lot of those people, and but yeah, I went in right after high school into a program called the Delayed Entry Program, where my parents. I was 17. My parents had a sign for me to join, and then when I joined, I went in and I was not even 18 years old. I had my 18th birthday in the middle of basic training, which was very interesting. And so it wasn't a glamorous birthday, at 18. But I did spend 8 years in, and I traveled a lot of places. I went to did Germany for 2 years, and then I went to Japan for 3 years, and then I went back to Germany for a year, for a few more months, 6 months, and I was, in Croatia and Bosnia during an operation, called Operation Joint Endeavor in 1995, after there was a Dayton Peace Accord that was signed because everybody was warring in the Yugoslavian area, and, so around the Bill Clinton time. And and then so I went there, and then while I was there, to get to Bosnia, we went through from Germany through all these what now are countries that are not communist, but they were but they used to be. We went through the former um Czechoslovakia, which is now Slovakia, and other countries and stuff like that. So that was what I did. And so I'm going to show you some pictures here. Have a little pictures that I presented here, and let's do this. So I'm going to talk about these pictures. Let's go here. Add this. So I went to the military in 1989 at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Now I know, like, everybody might have heard my resume. If you want to rewatch the ceremony, I'm way at the end, at the recognition, thing. And so I'm the guy with it was a really bad day of picture taking, you know. I'm the person right here in the middle, right behind this right in the middle. Like two people up in the second row in the middle with a bad face that's making a really bad face. And it was because the sun was in my eyes, and I didn't do too well. But we were in the Fort Jackson. You go there for 2 months, and these change basic training from when I first went in. When I first went in 1989, it was women had different platoons than men, but since then they've been kind of they did sort of push them, but they still have women and men's barracks, so they're separate now. And you can there's a lot of people say that it's way different than it was. And they can't drill sergeants, they have certain things they cannot do anymore. And but yeah, it was a great time in basic training, a memorable time, and something I will never forget. And we I remember the name for our battalion was called the Rock Hounds, whatever that meant. Anyways, um, so when I went to Germany for the second time, and then I went to Bosnia because I was in Japan, and I went all the way from Japan to Germany. It was like a 24-hour trip, and I went to Bosnia, and then we were in Croatia for Operation Joint Endeavor, which was this peace mission, right, with the with NATO. And here I am atop of a building, right, looking down behind me is our compound that we had. We actually, all those sandbags, it took us forever to build this sandbag wall around our telecom equipment, our tactical, our in the field communications gear that we had for the military. I was in the Signal Corps for 8 years, and that's like was our setup there in Operation Joint Endeavor in a place called Ploche or Ploka, whatever you say. I call it Ploche. Some people call it Ploka, and it's just south on Croatia. Right, it's a port of Ploche, which is a port where ships come in and out of. And we were strategically placed there because the port was there, and we were there with the we had the Italian army. We were supporting the French NATO headquarters at the time, and then you had the Italian army, the French army, some part of the British army, and us. And so it was a really interesting time. And then there was also we had seen some French Foreign Legion fighters that are there. That's a thing. It's not a myth. But anyways, so that was a picture on top of this roof of the NATO headquarters rooftop. And then there's another photo of myself. I was basically in, this time in 1995. This was around January of 1995, January, February. And I think I was like probably 24, 25-ish years of age. And so behind me was this, they have these mountains in Croatia, and this was just a picture that I took. And then this picture here, there's our satellite dish. This is in a different location. We went down to we were on a small task force that was there to recover a downed airplane that was down by the crash of Ron Brown in Dubrovnik, down in Dubrovnik, Croatia. It was a big historical event, and we were down there to help the recovery of the airplane and whatnot. And so we had drove. This is in the parking lot, but we had set up, communications support for this operation. And there's a picture of our back of our commo van. Somebody's picking up the trash there, and me in front of this commo, this satellite dish that we were using to talk back to the United States. Kind of cool stuff. And then this is back at where we started at in Ploche, Ploka, whatever you want to call it. And this is myself standing in front of our setup. There's the satellite dish again, and that's a picture of our barbed wire and and sandbag wall that we had built, and then we had to take down in the middle of the night to go to Dubrovnik, which was very interesting. In the middle of the night, we did not get rid of all the sandbags. We almost just drove right through it, but it was a long night that night. When we got to Dubrovnik, of course, there was a plane crash, and so this is a really dark photo, but really this helicopter. I did go into this helicopter. This is a Chinook, and the Air Force Special Operations Recovery Operations Unit, that Search and Rescue Recovery Operations Unit. Basically, they had another helicopter, and just not this one here. But we went into this helicopter up to that mountain there to the right where the plane crash was at, and just to take a look at it, took some pictures. Right, here it is. Here's the helicopter, and here's myself. And then we went up there and we took a picture outside. We banked around this mountaintop, and there is the historical photo that I took that you can see on the internet too. There's pictures. They took the press up there. Yeah, we went up there and we had to drop off some food, and we landed in this helicopter or somewhere nearby on the side of this mountain, and then we left and come back down. But it was in a very historical moment in time. And then here's a picture. I like this picture. This is we were there with I-4, which was like the implementation force of a peace force, right? And the British, we were part of the NATO headquarters, but our other team was part of the British, and they were with the British forces. And this is one of the British vehicles. So we here in the United States, they have Land Rovers, and this was one of the vehicles, not a Land Rover, but it's like a Mini Cooper kind of thing, majiggy, but it's the tactical version of it. And but they, yeah, the all the British had these kind of tactical vehicles. The road, now things have changed for 30 years from then, and then the road. Interesting enough, at that point in time, along the coast of the Adriatic Sea, which is right next to Croatia on a map, um, is I seen one of these just teeter tottering over a bridge, and yeah, and so we had to help somebody out and make sure their truck didn't go flying over the edge of the and over the mountain. But anyways, so I thought this is kind of cool to take a picture next to. And then, I was stationed in Japan, I thought I had this photo too, but I went, and Ernie Pyle, and I'll give you a little snippet here and then we'll end the photos. But the Ernie Pyle was a war correspondent in Okinawa, Japan during World War II. And so I was stationed in Japan for 3 years in Okinawa, and we went to an island that's right next to Okinawa. It's a very small island called Ieshima. And so on Ieshima is where Ernie Pyle died. What happened was he was, war correspondent, but he was really embedded into the American Army while they were fighting, by the way. And then he was struck by a bullet that went just below his helmet and hit him in the head. And then he that's how he got killed. It's part of the story. And it was just a tragic thing. And then that's that is the spot. He's not buried there, by the way, but that is the spot where he was killed. So it's a very you only get to this Ernie Pyle monument once in a lifetime. It's and to this island. And it's very the battle. I was a tour guide in Japan for the Battle of Okinawa. If you've ever seen Hacksaw Ridge, which is a movie about the battles that went on Okinawa, I have to say that the Battle of Okinawa was very, very fierce, and that's where the most of the fighting was in World War II in the Pacific. And um and so when I went there, and we met a lot of veterans and stuff like that, had come back for the 50th anniversary. So yeah. Um, so yeah, so that's a few pictures so that's a few pictures of my military career and whatnot. So very, very interesting. So um so I'm very honored, yeah, by the Disney YouTube community to you know, be part of the Park Bells number 285. And yeah, something I'll always cherish from that group of people that are really great. And I really appreciate that. That's a really cool thing. Um, yeah. So today, being the first Motown to Disney, what I usually do um on my YouTube videos that I've been trying to work on is talk a lot about trying to work on myself, but also work on trying to spread good news about trying to work on health and motivation. Today, um the our society today is very, very complex, a lot of issues, and it bring about a lot of anxiety. So, and especially with social media. So, that's why I kind of when I found the niche of doing Disney stuff and think and we're a DVC family, right? Um, I find it as a pathway to just relax and not have to worry about the rest of the world. So when I watch different YouTube channels, for instance, I first started out watching Adam the Woo, and then that kind of led me to Tim Tracker, and the Carpetbagger, and a bunch of other people. And then eventually there was the live stream Resort TV one, and um, so as and then eventually the current group that we're in, the YouTube community for Disney is rather large now. And so just vacationing as DVC is also going down to Florida, it's just a niche of recreation, and it takes you away from trying to be stressed out by the normal things in life. And I think that's really important to find something, and it doesn't have to be Disney, finding something that you really enjoy doing in life, right? That that takes you away from the stressors of just everyday normal life. So it's really important to find that thing that you can do that doesn't get politicized, or doesn't become stressful to you, that you can relax and enjoy yourself, and doesn't become like a drama zone. That's what I'm saying. And so Disney is that way for me. And it's also a way, I like live streams specifically because, even though we're up here in snow, and it's in Detroit, it's snowy and it's cold, it's always a great time to always catch up with what's going on down in Florida. But second of all, you can take part of, you feel like you're taking part of the live stream, and you're following along, and you get, it's not like a vlog, but it's, what I'm saying. So, up here in Detroit, we'll talk about Detroit now. We have some things that have been going on. First of all, we still have some holiday displays that are the Lions are winning, right? And because the Lions are winning, we have a city that's nearby us that has a thing called the Bright Light Show, which is in a city named Rochester Hills, and they every year, they all the buildings, and not just some of them, all of them, along two sides of the street, are in the downtown area of this city named Rochester, have all the lights. I went there. We had a live there last year that I walked through it, and we'll put a thing in the comments showing. I'll put a link for the Big Bright Light Show in Rochester Hills down on the description of when we went through it. But we're gonna go there again. We're gonna go there again. I know it's like 20 degrees outside. So, but it's about a mile, about a mile one way and a mile backwards. So like a 2 mile round trip around the downtown Rochester to look at these big bright lights on every store. And they're going to keep the lights going until the Detroit Lions are out of it, or, until the Super Bowl, they said, which I hope the Lions make the Super Bowl, of course, because I'm a Lions fan. And so that's really cool. And then I am working on putting up a video that I have in the hopper that I'm still editing from the Detroit Zoo. Has the thing called the Wild Lights, and it was rated upon one of the best zoo light show, I guess, in the United States. And so I will have that video up, and you can watch that. So, but coming forward, one of the new things that I'll be going to, that I'm going to take some video of in Detroit is, and I hope to get there, I'm sure I'll get there, is the Detroit Auto Show. So the auto show was nixed, like during the beginning of the pandemic. The auto show didn't happen, and then they had it one year downtown Detroit, where it's been for a long time. They changed the name. It used to be the Detroit International Auto Show, and now it's the Detroit North American International Auto Show, and that has changed its name to be the Detroit Auto Show. And it's the auto shows, if you did not know, they're on like a circuit. So they're like in Frankfurt, Los Angeles, New York, Detroit, and whatever else city that they're in. And I think they have one like in Japan or something like that. And every auto show, they release brand new cars, and so the big three, Chevrolet, Ford, and in whatnot, Chevrolet and Ford, and some of the big, well, there's basically big two now, but the automotive industry has a lot of great things that they show off at the auto show, all the brand new concept cars. And one time I went there, I was a part of the press for CNN. I was a CNN reporter there. But the auto show is a great thing. Goes for a week, and you get to see all the brand new cars. You get to sit. It's the only time you'll be able to sit into a Bentley you know, you can sit in a Bentley, or you can sit in, some some super expensive car that they have on there, even though you'll probably never buy one. It's a great time. And then they're also going to be having this year, from what I understand, is some cars that are from the movies. So I guess they're going to be having like um uh Kit, the car from Kit, um and some other cars. I can't remember maybe they'll have the Wienermobile. I don't know. That's not in a movie, but the Wienermobile, they have that. They have Henry Ford Museum. So yeah, that's another place that I plan on going soon again, is the Henry Ford Museum, which is it's in Dearborn, Michigan, which is a very, very great place to go if you're ever in Detroit. Is the Henry Ford Museum, and yeah, you should get there and go there. Um, so yeah, Detroit has a few things going on this year already, and I think it's really, really great thing. So, um, what else did we do? Last year we did a lot more things than the year before. We also had a live. It was basically on TikTok. Next year coming up, we'll just do it on here on our channel here. But there's a thing called the Woodward Dream Cruise in August. It's like the third week in August, the Woodward Avenue Dream Cruise. You can look it up on Google and YouTube, and you can see videos. But the Dream Cruise is basically this big giant cruise of cars that go up and down this. We have like a boulevard that is 20 miles long, starting in Detroit to Pontiac, Michigan, and yeah, everybody has their car. They have car shows within a cruise, and it's all classic cars, or cars that you just wonder about, why are they even on display, or why are they driving around? They're like, it's kind of hard to explain, but a lot of classic cars. Detroit is full of classic cars. I mean, when they say we're the car place of the world, they really mean it. So yeah. Um, one thing, and that I wanted to, one thing that first of all, I wear a lot of hats. That's another thing I wanted to talk about today. So I wear a lot of hats, and I know this is not exciting, but I wanted to, one of the things, the great thing is that I think in the world now, that I like, are these trucker hats. Everybody has trucker hats. It's a thing. You go to Bucky's, you have a trucker hat. You go to everywhere you go, they have a truck. Everybody's making trucker hats now. Even places that were making some type of non-trucker hats, they're now making them. It's just very weird. Not weird, but I think it's interesting. I think the trucker hat fad is very well, it's going very, very steadily here. But I have a collection of these hats. I will not get them out, but they will be in a very near future episode on our channel. I'm going to talk about all of the hats. I have more. I have a lot of hats. That is the thing. I Over the years, even though my hair is not falling out, but I do have a lot of hats. And so if you have a hat, I guess putting this out here. If you have a hat of some sort that you want me to wear, or that of something nice, no crazy saying on there. But if you have a hat that you want to send, we do have you can send it. I will give the address out. You can send a message on Instagram. I will respond, and you can send it. That's right. All right. That's enough of that. I want to talk about something that yeah, there was some. Okay, yeah. Let's go over here, because there was I wanted to talk about some Disney stuff right quick, because that's really important here. So, um oh, wrong place. Um there's been a lot of news, there's been a lot of people questioning whether the crowds in Disney, well, when I say crowds, I meant the amount of people, okay? And the amount of people that are gonna be going to Disney, construction is starting on, like, a whole slew of things this next year in Disney World. There's a lot of things that are closing. We don't know exactly when Tom Sawyer's Island or the Liberty Bell, boat is gonna be closed down when they're draining the Rivers of America, all that little section of Disney near, Big Thunder Mountain is gonna be, basically completely under construction because, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is closing soon. And then Rivers of America, once they get that permit, I'm sure that Disney will figure it out. They're gonna get a permit, right, for the, to go ahead and start working on the Cars land in that area and draining everything out and doing something with the boat, which what really I wanna know is, what are they going to do with the Liberty Bell, boat there, the river boat? Is this riverboat gonna be going, right, to, are they gonna put it out in the Seven Seas Lagoon? Or are they gonna send it somewhere? It's gonna be dry docked. Hello, Patrick Julian, and, hello, welcome. So, are they going to be docking this thing permanently, the riverboat that's in the rivers of America, or are they gonna put it, is it gonna just be dismantled? I really think they should do something with it that would maybe you could transport people. I don't think that the riverboat would be any slower than taking any other transportation method, um, you know, across any other body of water like, that Disney uses to take people back and forth. Actually, I'm just saying, it will probably hold more people to get somewhere back and forth. And so it might be used for a method like that. We don't know. But with that said, I'm digressing back to where I was going here is even though we're going to be having a lot of things shut down, I still think that there's a lot of stuff to do at Disney. I don't go to Disney, for instance. I don't like a lot of just myself. I don't like a lot of going on a lot of rides because I don't like heights. So I can't. I don't know. I've never been on Slinky Dog. you know, I'm not going to Expedition Everest. Excuse me. But what I do know is I like going to shows, and I like doing a lot of things where I get to stay on the ground. I do like Big Thunder Mountain, which is kind of strange for my time there. Hold on a minute. But I do like going to a lot of things that are some like my next thing I'm going to get over here is my extreme worry about going, I don't know why I'm worried, but anyways, I don't like roller coasters, but I'm going to try um Spaceship Earth. Oh, that's not a roller coaster, but Space Mountain. I get that those Spaceship Earth, Space Mountain. It seems very similar in names, but it's not. Sorry. Anyways, but I'm going to definitely go on the Space Mountain ride for the very first time next time I go in May, and that's going to be first. And I might even get up the nerve to try Slinky Dog, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. I do like uh Tiana's Bayou. It's kind of a weird thing. I don't understand myself, but I can go on Tiana's Bayou and love the cliff, going the water ride. You go over the cliff, boom. You know, but if it's a roller coaster that could be the same height, I'd be like, oh no, right? I think it's the speed of just going down. I mean, I wonder, excuse me, if in relationship to height, the drop on Everest, how if it's bigger and taller on Everest than it is on Tiana's Bayou. That's a great question. Somebody should figure that out for me. But yeah, so that's something I've always wondered about. Um, the dog here. My dog is named after, and I have a couple dogs, but my dog here is named Hannibal, named after the A team. My other dog was B.A. Baracus. and this dog here is Hannibal, named after Hannibal Smith. Anyways, so and he's very needy dog. Anyways, so I think that people should still go. There's going to be, there's always this construction going on Disney somewhere. And whether in the last few years, they've been doing a lot of resort upgrades. Now they're building some new DVC resorts. But and we got a lot of rides that they're redoing. Look, I mean, if we want to have Disney make these brand new changes of rides and resorts and update everything, so we're not as for the next generation of people to come to Disney, we have to show up to the park so they can make money. And I understand things are getting more expensive, and I think that those expensive prices are showing up and we're getting that are brand new. And that's just my opinion about how the Disney verse kind of works here. I mean, it's a person who is part of the DVC resort, resorts, and is kind of vested in Disney. I kind of see, that there was a period of time where Disney, wasn't making any money from COVID, but they were now, because of the pandemic and everything. But now I'm sure they've made a lot of money back, but they're also building a lot of brand new things that their aspirations, and they just need all that. And they need as much money as possible. And we got to think about it. Universal, we think about Universal, how Universal and Disney are competing, but Disney, NBC owns Universal Studios, or Universal owns NBC, or something to that back and forth. Anyways, but Disney also has a they have a huge problem, and I think that the with when the problem is that as a movie, Disney has ABC and they make television shows and they make movies, and I think the problem with anybody who's making movies these days, right? Um, and I know the company is like in three divisions. You have like the Disney movie portion, you have the Disney park section, you have television portion, you have this portion, different divisions, right? And as we get there for Disney, right, for the parks, everybody's funds come together and really in the end. And when you're when you have like Disney streaming is not doing so well, right? Or you have the movie section when it's not doing too well, and you can't sell DVDs, or you don't have not selling DV Blu-rays, or anything like that. You had a radio station that went off the air, and the expenditures, the money that they're able to make back is not there. And so where they used to make a lot of money in movies, they're not making it anymore. And I think that's everybody that's making movies, including Universal. So I think you have to go to the parks. It's important to go to the parks and support the parks, so the parks can make money, so they can do upgrades. It's just really that simple. And I know that there's a lot of things to do. We have Disney Springs, they have concerts in Epcot, they have concerts in Disney Springs, they have a lot of great restaurants, they have all sorts of things to do. They have festivals. You know, I have a suspicion, and this is just a premonition, like a thought here about 2025, right? Or 2026. While construction is going on, I have a feeling that at Epcot, they're going to go back to having a ton of festivals. They're going to make them longer. This year, they took a break, right? In 2024, 2025, the festivals at Epcot kind of went on a little break there, right? A little breathing room between having festivals all year long, basically, right? And they've been kind of scaled back the last year or so, right? But I think 2026 is going to be next year, because that's when the construction will be full swing, right? I think they're going to be bringing a lot of things to Epcot, possibly the Animal Kingdom, and for sure Hollywood Studios. Those three parks are going to be taking they're going to be doing a lot of places. They're going to be the places to go when the Magic Kingdom is really under construction, and I bet they really kick it up a notch around in those parks. And so I wouldn't be surprised if like Jollywood becomes like really big. Or I don't, or maybe the festivals, they have more of the festivals. Um, or that the, I really think they'll probably be pushing, and I'm just saying, they'll probably be pushing to get, you know, Test Track back sooner than you know it because they need it. So there's a lot of things I think are going to be changing, on the other parks that are going to be, because of Magic Kingdom, maybe a third of the park is going to be under construction. They even said the park is so under construction that they even have the up on top in fantasy up there by oh man, now I'm having a brain freeze. But anyways, the Astro Orbiter, right, is in Tomorrowland is even under construction. That's a lot of stuff that's under construction, and it's amazing. But that's what I think about that. So, that's like the biggest thing that everybody's been talking about. That all the news that I see about Disney is about all the parks is about whether somebody's going to go next year. And I think that you actually might luck out because there's going to be a lot of people. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are just going to say skip it. If you're DVC, they might have people that be like, I'm just going to bank the points and go next year in 2026, even though I think things are going to be just as bad construction wise. But you can bank your points for a year, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be selling points. That's another thing that's going to happen. A lot of people will be selling their DVC points. So you could probably look. It'll be the time to be looking to buy DVC points from other people that aren't going to be going if you're looking for something cheap. And then also on top of all that, one thing I wanted to bring up is on top of all that, Disney has already started to give a bunch of discounts. I haven't seen discounts since like 2018, right? So now they have discounts, right, from Disney, and so now they have 30% off the resorts, certain resorts, like they used to, right, back in like 2018, 2019, and 40% for pass holders, for annual pass holders. That's great. That's great news. Now, another thing that they got that they're doing is the dining plan, the free dining plan with certain trips, right? So I don't want to say it is a free dining plan. It may not be the deluxe dining plan, but you're going to get some part of the dining plan. I haven't checked out what they're giving away, but that with your hotel stay, that's going to be 30% off. Yeah, they're going to be giving a ton of discounts. The more things that are shut down and under construction that takes away from your magical experience, I think Disney is going to be giving a lot of discounts and freebies and who knows, maybe they'll discount the Genie Plus or something else. They'll give you that you can utilize. So I think it's something that we're going to have to keep track of in the future when you're planning to go, or not, if you're going to be going in 2025 or 2026, that these discounts are going to be there, and they're going to be getting bigger and bigger or better and better. And I think there's going to also be a lot more extent to even out the crowds. This is something else. To even out the crowds that are going to be in only probably three, or a lot more people are going to be in the three, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. I think first of all, to even that out, they're going to have longer nights, for some of the parks. And they're going to have early hours and probably after hours that are extended hours. That's going to be a thing. I think there's going to be more. I think they're going to have more nights that they can have that you can go and stay longer. I've also, one thing that came out that you're going to be doing is they're going to be giving away, adding on, and so you don't have to get even though the most people get the pass, the park hopper pass, but they are giving away free access to Typhoon Lagoon because Blizzard Beach is being worked on, even though it's, right now it's kind of cold. You're not going to go to any of these parks because they're shut down for the water parks. But in the summertime, this is, when it's hot and everybody wants to go to the Typhoon Lagoon. I don't know if anybody's what their favorite is. Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon. Everybody has one that they like more than the other. Um, but yeah, I think that them by them adding to that, I mean, if you don't have a park hopper, or because a lot of times the park hopper doesn't include the water parks. Like the water parks is an add-on, but now maybe they're adding on. They're adding it on for free. That has one more place that you can hang out at that you're not at a park, but you're enjoying yourself at the water park. So hopefully that they'll have both Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon open at the very exact same time. And next summer, I think that is another goal that probably will pan out. So, anyways, um, yeah, so that's my thoughts about the future of the next 2 years. And then Disney is also working on the old, you know, um, they're working on another DVC resort. That's exciting news. They just finished the tower. I think that's going to be awesome. If you know somebody that if you know a DVC member that can get you into the tower, that's great. That new tower, the Polynesian, those are some great views of the fireworks. Not probably as good. I don't think they're going to be as good. I don't think the view is going to be as good as the contemporary, on top of the contemporary, or even at the contemporary. But I want to say that the fireworks, you can see them from a while. I know a lot of people, they would go to the beach at the back of the Polynesian and watch the fireworks there. And I think and I even know that people even go to the um Grand Floridian, and they have rooms that can see the similar view from the tower, but they're much lower to the ground there. Um so yeah, I think that's a good place to go. I've seen videos and it looks fantastic. And they have different types of rooms that are really even ones for people that are very small party, very small rooms. So I think that's going to be a nice place to be at, is at the new tower with the Polynesian. They call it the Polynesian Tower. It has probably another. I think it has another name, but yeah. So, anyways, that's for the next week. We're going to try to plan on putting out some YouTube shorts. I like to make shorts that have to do with news. So that's a new thing, and then videos coming out in the future that are going to be talking about certain topics about Disney. And also, we're going to start doing some, and these I think will be interesting because you'll probably want to watch. I'm going to be putting together reactionary videos where I react to to resorts and new things at Disney. Like, I can't be there, so I watch somebody else show it off, and then I go, ooh, it won't be a new one now. I mean, it will be a new one now, but it will be like constructive, like, wow, I really like that. That looks really great, and stuff like that. And just so we can share that stuff out, because I think that and somebody recently said, I think it was the Disney food blog, AJ and team recently talked about the the a lot of people were talking about the older all-star music and the all-star um the all-star resorts, and that there's a need for non-DVC resorts to be created. And I think that's a really good thing. I think that's a really valuable comment, that holds a lot of water. I think a majority of people that go to Walt Disney World are staying in value resorts. I could tell you that because when I go there and I'm a DVC member and I get on the value resort bus line is like way out there. And when I go get on my DVC bus, it's it's sort of packed depending on where you're going, right? Whatever hotel you're whatever resort you're at, I mean, the line to go to like the Wilderness Lodge may be way less than it is, to the compared to the it could be, bigger than the Grand Floridian or something like that. But 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 the value resorts, they've been upgrading the resorts, first of all. I think that's been a big thing. The value resorts have been there. Some of them have been there since like 1996, right? And they have been needing a very big upgrade. So the value resorts could use another. I think the last value resort right now was the Art of Animation. And they haven't made a new value resort for almost 25 years. So I'm sure that Disney can find room on their properties to build another value resort or two. And I think that once that I would say maybe, and I'm just saying this, that probably within 3 years they'll probably be making another value resort. I think that would probably be their plan, to build another value resort. And I think that that would be a brilliant move. You know, I don't know where they would be located at. I have no idea. Anyways, so first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for everybody who comes to this channel and everybody who watches it, especially for the very first live stream from Motown and Magic. That was the name that I come up with. It was very hard to come up with the title. I'm looking at my logo. I go, boom, hey, there's the title, Motown the Magic. What else, right? So, anyways, because I wanted something snazzy just for like to have a series of like your lives, right? So I really appreciate everybody who comes to this, even when you watch it, from the rewatching it and the rerun. And I really appreciate everybody who just comes here and everybody who subscribes. And even if you're not subscribing, hey, thanks for watching, you know, and I'm trying to, my goal is to bring something new every time we have a live. And that's something we'll be working on since it's just one time a week. And it'll always be on Thursday. It's at 9 p.m. That's the time that I've found that works the best. And it was sometime that basically not a lot of other things are happening at the exact same time. So man, I don't know who all is here. Let me see here. Man, well, I don't know if there's a way to um let's see here. I know I'm here. I know I know that I'm here. Right? Yeah. But I don't know that there's a way. There was a way that I could tell. But um but if you go ahead and mash the subscribe button, that's like really, really, really important, because that way you get to know when we go live. And you know, um when you go live and when we put out a new video, that's really important, by hitting that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell, because that way that you're just up with the times. And there's a lot of stuff going on YouTube. If you're following like 20 bazillion channels, notification bell is a way to make sure that you don't miss whatever else is important to you. And you can get the notifications via email, or if you have the browser set up right, they just come across your screen. you know um so and oh yeah, and then if you feel really intuitive, we also have on our channel now a that's interesting. Yeah, so after that, there's also we have a what it was it we have a link set up, take donations on what is it, having a on Patreon. So yeah, there's a Patreon link on all the links. Anyways, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. So anyways, You guys, thanks a lot for watching. And for now, we're going to sign out, I guess, 5 minutes early, but hey, that's the way it goes today. Anyways, for now, as we say always, here at the Detroit Diz, thanks for watching. Over and out.